Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Trails of Fire. So as you can see, we are in main menu again, and that's because there are two patches this weekend. And first of all, I wasn't sure about the compatibility, so I just decided to start a new adventure. And second, they added a new class, and I wanted to test the new class a little bit. And there is one problem with this game. When you have an adventure in progress, you can't start the new one. You have to finish one, then you can start another one. So when I'm recording and I'm doing I'm planning to do one episode every day, I can't play like another or different adventures like in between episodes, testing things. It's just not possible. It probably has to do something with the game keeping track of your scores, so you can or your score is put on a ladder, so you see the comparison between you and other people. So yeah. Because I wanted to test the new class, I also had to end the adventure that we started in the first episode. But we can take the first episode more or less like an introduction, as we talked about all the game mechanics. And today we'll just start a new adventure, but we'll just start playing right away. Because I think I talked about more or less everything there is in the game to talk about. At least what's necessary to know if you want to understand what's gonna be happening like on the screen. We should have all of that covered. So let's start the adventure again. I'll again go for the water gem. I'll even take the same party. The new class added is the assassin, and there are some bugs with that. They, I think, fixed it in the second patch, but for now I'll just stick to composition that. Well, I know that works. I already completed this adventure with the composition I will be using this time, and maybe we can experiment if we play again, but for now I really want to take what I know works. Okay, as for items, we want to take where is it? The X for warrior and the crackle rod for the elementalist. We have Cataclysm 1. I'll even stick to this difficulty. Or actually, what's the difference if I go for Cataclysm 2? -1 healing herb for every objective. Does it matter that much? Standard and elite enemies gain 15% health. One healing herb for every object. Well, it's just our first run through, so let's just stick to something I know I can handle. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but at least I know that I was able to like finish the adventure before with these settings. So Cataclysm, yeah, that should be it. Okay, we read through this before. It should be the same start of the quest. Continue. Yeah. Okay. So what I learned so far is that right from the start, you want to get some early level ups as soon as possible. Pick up some extra food if possible, and you don't want to go immediately in the direction of the main objective. You want to like explore around the village a little bit and check some of these locations. Find like as many easy fights as possible. What do we have here? You rarely enter the outskirts of a large settlement. It looks like this was once a major town during the living world. Let's check what is living world. I don't think we had that before. So once again, if you want to read it, please pause the video. Then, and as usual, many of the dwellings and shops are built on the ruins of grand buildings. You come across a flustered baker who tells you that a hybrid raiding party tried to rob the shop last night as he was closing up. Here we have a description of hybrids. Fortunately, with the help of the Rutling garrison, I think we have seen the Rutlings last time, but just in case I don't remember correctly, here's the description. He fended them off before they could take much, but they destroyed the outside of the shop. So we can help him I think we should get some food as a reward. The three of you set to work fixing up his shop. Within a few hours, you have mended the wooden sign and rehung it, and chiseled out holes in the wooden frames for the iron bars and fitted them in place. You step back onto the cobblestone road and inspect your handiwork. The man and his father join you and shake your hands effusively. They tell you apologetically that they can't spare much bread, explaining that most of it will go to the Ratlings in payment for the iron. But, well, we still get... This is actually a really good reward. 2 stacks of food is great. One of the hybrid did leave behind a few things after the men saw them off, and he insisted you take the items as a thank you. Okay, so this is a crafting material. Common crafting material, nothing like valuable here. The food is great, and then we have a rare spyglass. What the hell is this? Study. I don't think I've seen study before. Target an enemy character to gain a copy of their power cards and reduce its cost by 1. That is interesting. Perfect aim. Probably this is meant for a ranger or for what's the other one? What's the other range class? I don't remember the name, but not for our people. Your next melee range attack deals double damage. Also not that good. I think I'm just gonna sell this item, honestly. I think if I want to use it for the study, but I don't think so. Especially early, because early the enemies really don't have any power cards. This could be like a sideboard item, maybe against some bosses. And we can do some trading still. So what are the options? Definitely want to buy more food. We want to have as much food as possible. So every time basically you have the chance to buy food, you want to do it. Then I don't want this rod, the helmet. Yeah, I'm not the big fan of rage. Mithril dust is great. There's some epic items that are super important, especially one shield that is great for this composition. But we'll never have 130 coins, so it sucks that we can't buy it. And honestly, I want more money. I think I'm actually gonna sell the spyglass. Yeah, at this point, I really want to get the money. So next, as you're passing through a series of dried, what's the pronunciation of mesa? I guess mesas. A small but well-spoken chard approaches you. I don't think we have had chard before, so here's the description who the chard are. Approaches you. She claims to have been robbed and humiliated by a nearby tribe, and that they are camped nearby. She offers the party a sum of 40 obsidian if they will kill the chard and help retrieve her belongings. Accept. Not because I want the coins really, but I want the loot from that camp. She quickly leads up a steep incline, and after a few minutes, you can hear excited charred voices coming from up ahead. The charred are out of sight, down an upcoming ravine, so the element of surprise is on your side. However, without warning, your charred escort rounds the edge and begins screaming curses and threats down the gathered charred. The party quickly makes up the distance and prepares for battle. So what are we up against? Please don't have too many archers. Wow, this is pretty bad to start with. 2 archers with the warrior. We definitely want the defensive stance, so let's start with that. We have advance. I will have to be quite aggressive here, I think. Or I could hide here if I really wanted to. But still, the one archer can then shoot from down here. I think I'll just try to rush them. We have defense, at least some defense for everyone. Well, that's gonna be extra defense. You're gonna move. Do I keep the charge? Because that will allow me to get them very easily next time. I think I'll keep the charge. This is gonna be extra shielding for the elementalist. If they only use shoot this turn, then it should be fine. I just hope they don't have the... Okay, this is fine. The other attack that does 4 damage. I don't remember the names of all cards yet. I'm nowhere near that. 1 willpower. It's just not too bad. Doesn't increase the damage. Thinking about... Oh, we have 2 options. No, we don't. This is too far. I was thinking about the unstable blast that hits all targets in the line. So potentially there was an attack here. But you'd have to get on this tile and that would be quite difficult. So it's probably better to go for the Call Lightning. What is leadership? Every time you play a card, it affects another friendly character, gain willpower. We'll see about that. Let's start with Call Lightning. I needed to hit this one. Unlucky. Then... this kind of sucks. Again, the warrior is just 1 tile farther than we needed it to be. What I could do, I could just move here and then attack this one. We won't take advantage of shocked, but might be able to... We should be able to kill him, right? 3 tiles and base damage 2. So we'll pass on the adrenaline. Move here. Sacrifice. Leadership and swipe. Do the charge. And use defend. It sucks that the elementalist is exposed now. But I think this was the best option. This could hurt. Actually, that was a mistake. I'm actually surprised. The AI is usually pretty good at picking exposed targets. So, what do we have now? Bash, swipe. Swipe. Okay, I'll pass on cantrip. Use advance. It's not ideal. We'll be very exposed at the end of this turn. But I want to do as much damage as possible to the warrior. So we definitely don't need this advance. Start here with the swipe. Okay, then we definitely won't be using the force missile. Let's go with bash. That will discard the card. Also, we are getting a defense for the warlord this way. You'll be missing 1 damage. And I'll just get 1 shielding for the elementalist here. Oh, that sucks. Okay, again, like wrong target selection. Okay, now finally the game was correct, but it's gonna be so much worse. Fine, now we need to finish off the warrior. We want the defensive stance. So I'll get rid of the wild swing. That's a bad card. Just way too expensive and unreliable. We don't need prepare here. And we'll just swipe the warrior. There's some shielding. Okay. We don't have advance for the warlord. Don't think we need advance for the elementalist. We'll activate March. That will allow us to move like this and protect the elementalist quite well. We can get rid of Inspire, move, discard the swipe to deal a little bit of damage. I don't think it's gonna remove take. Oh, actually, it will remove take aim. So what's it gonna be? Hit and run. That's not enough to get through the shield. Good, 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 good. Now we should be able to finish this. Advance. Advance. We have 2 swipes. Okay, that's what we need. Okay, that was pretty good. We didn't take almost any damage. And this will give us a level up for someone. Actually, question, whom do we want to give that level up? Continue. Let's see, what did we get? Crude Spear, melee 3 also hits anyone directly behind the target. They very rarely line up properly for these attacks. And I'd rather keep the mind weapon. Actually, we can maybe equip this as a secondary weapon. Just because it does 3 damage for 1 willpower. Defensive stance, we already have that. But it's better base armor than we have, so this should be an upgrade. Let's take everything. And I think I'll start with the Warlord. I'm hoping we get no, we didn't get the opening strike. Show the way is nice. Don't care about regroup. Inspiring strike is okay-ish, but it looks better than it really is. Then I'll take show the way. That's a huge upgrade to advance. Yeah, I definitely want to have 1 show the way in the deck. I don't think I need to have 1 inspiring strike in the deck in the end. I just want to have as many opening strikes as possible. And wait, let me check encourage. Offering the characters within 3 space, get +1 to all damage. Also, this card, while it looks nice, doesn't work that well. Okay, that was a bit disappointing. Where do we go now? I want to kill these guys. I want to visit all these locations. Let's start here. The path turns from dirt to cobblestones, and houses and shops begin to come into view. You hear the monotonous clang of a blacksmith's hammer striking an anvil ahead. You approach the shop where a human... I think this is the first time that we can read what happened to humans. Where a human apprentice is busy fixing a sign above the door. He spots you, greets you warmly. He also tells you that his employer, Silent Saul, easily the tallest human woman you have seen, is especially interested in rare gemstones, should you have any you may want to sell. I've had this event multiple times, but never when I had the gemstone in the inventory. I'm actually really curious what you can get when you have the gemstone. Oh, and I forgot to equip our items. So, how much money do we have? 129. We have... Yeah, we want to buy all the food. What's the X? Charge with Mighty Blow. A Mighty Blow is a lot of damage. But cards with costs... Even 2 is quite expensive. 3... You so rarely use these cards that most of the time you don't even want to have them in the deck. And this is a single target. When you have expensive cards, you want them to have like a significant effect of multiple enemies, ideally. So I'm not a big fan of the Mighty Blow and the similar attacks. But I don't think this weapon is like really that good. There are ways how to make the attack cheaper, but usually that needs like a proper legendary item. Legendary items have always some like positive, negative effects, and you basically want to build like your hold deck of cards around them, and because we don't know which legendary items we'll get, then I'm not gonna like bet that I'll get I will get the item that would make this like good eventually. And we don't have the money anyway. Actually, I just realized that it's too expensive for us. Yeah, we'll just find items, honestly. I just want the food. Yeah, this should be defensive stance, defensive. Yeah, this is a direct upgrade. And let's grab this. We can sell the base armor. Continue. I'm actually glad we managed to get so much food right from the start. Nothing else here? Really? Hoping you'll find more stuff in this direction. In the ruins of what appears to be a human town, you come across a group of humans who have captured a single ratling. Upon noticing the party, the captive calls out desperately. He is quickly silenced by one of the nearby humans. One of them steps up and confronts Malkin, warning her that if the group doesn't back off, there will be trouble. Yep, there will be trouble. The bandits all threw their weapons on the leader's queue. So, what are we up against? Another archer? Come on. I hate fighting archers this early. Well, I always hate fighting archers, but this early, it's really bad. Because we we can't get the defense reliably. Adrenaline. Defensive stance, that's one card I want. I can get rid of Inspire, play the defensive stance, that's a decent start. I probably want to hide the Elementalist. And I'll just play Adrenaline and play Cantrip. Just play the powers, let them come to us. See what happens. Deadeye. Yeah, I'll have to do something about the archer. With the Deadeye, that's a lot of damage you can potentially do. Okay, let's start with Call Lightning. That will give us 1 willpower back, and also will shock them. No. We won't be using leadership. We don't have enough cards that would make leadership really worth the investment. We want defensive stance for our warrior now. 1, 2, 3. You can actually move both. So I can discard. Doesn't really matter how I do it. Swipe. Move up. Discard. Advance. Do charge. I should have that 1 action point after this, right? Because this counts as melee attack, so I should get 1 willpower. Yeah. So this was works perfectly. You won't get a kill, but you'll do a lot of damage and discard the card, which is pretty valuable, and also get extra shielding from the defensive stance. Yeah, I think we got a lot from this turn. This is gonna hurt. I was hoping he wouldn't have 2 attacks. But that's still 1 damage. And the warrior is basically dead. He's actually dead with just the strike through. I think I'll just use the Elementalist as like a source of willpower. We'll need advance. Okay, that worked quite well. 1, 2, 3, and we do have advance for our warrior to get all the way to the, what is it, archer, bowman, archer. You can still move. I could make it all the way. How much damage do we have to do to the dead eye to get rid of it? 3? So it's probably worth. How are we gonna do it? If I want to make it the archer, I would have to discard both these cards. Yeah, sure. But then I get rid of the Deadeye buff. There, we can swipe. Now the Deadeye should drop. Good. There. So, what you got? Could still take some damage. No, it's just shoot. So, it's gonna hit the Warlord, but won't get through the shield. Good, how we doing? Let's start with lightning. And this is enough damage with one swipe. Combo, shocked, dead. Good. Forged metal, sure, I'll take that. Leather shield is actually nice. Defend or block is the name of the card. It's pretty good. Defend 4 is quite strong. Take all. And we want to take. Need measured blows, as many as possible, and we want to get rid of the wild swing. Measured blow is like a direct upgrade to swipe, same cost, more damage, and defend on top of that. So it's a great card, and also when you compare it to the how is it called, the mighty blow, or the card that we just get rid of, there it's 3 cost and does 2 to 6 damage. So even if you get the maximum damage, you are getting the value of 3 swipes. Right? You are getting the best result is getting 2 damage for 1 willpower. That's the exact effect of swipe. But when you use 3 swipes, 3 swipes can trigger attacks of opportunity 3 times. With the Might Blow, you can only do that once. So that card is really, really bad. And Measured Blow is actually insanely good. Especially because with the Defend, you can then proc other things. If we get the right cards. So we definitely want to have at least 4 of these. I wouldn't mind like 5, maybe even 6. After the last bandit is defeated, the Rattling Trader thanks Jara for her help. He offers a substantial reward, but only if the party can escort him back to a nearby town. Definitely. And it's in the same direction actually as the main quest, so we'll do that eventually. But for now, I'd rather have a look around here. Can we take out that group there? There's something. Tired. Tired in the middle of nowhere. That's bad. Well, let's rest anyway. And we only recover 15% stamina, which is really bad. It's not even worth it. There's something. You can camp in the ruins. I think that's gonna be... Oh, hey, I like it. You hear a clanking noise of a hammer striking stone and the sound of sawing wood. It becomes clear that a family of human men and women are reconstructing a house. From the blackened soil around it, you deduce that the area has been struck recently by a particularly violent aurora storm. I don't think we've read the description of aurora storms, so here it is. There are 4 of them who seem exhausted but greet you warmly enough. Although they seem afraid to maintain eye contact, they ask humbly if you will help them complete the house. Yeah, I don't think I want to invest 2 food into this. 2 food is really valuable. We got very lucky early, and I just don't want to throw the food away. It's likely that we're gonna find some more food in the locations around here, but it's not guaranteed, and I don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere without food. We are now very far from the main objective, so I'll just pass. I'm not wanting to further reduce your supplies, you continue on your way, apologetically explaining that you have an important and urgent quest to undertake. But we can still rest here. And by the way, when you're resting, it costs you 0.5 food, so it actually feels like, okay, I have 7 food, I have 8 food, I'm fine. But suddenly you have 5 food and you rest, you are 4.5, you travel a little bit and suddenly you are at 3, and that's where like the panic starts. So I usually start actively looking for food when I have around 5.5, 6, which is at this point. If we still had, I don't know, 8.5 food, I would maybe invest it, but at this point we don't have that much. Rest. Break camp. Let's do one more thing. I don't mind doing one more fight, I think. This is like a river or a sea. Oh, there's one more location. Oh, hey, food. Well, okay. But still, 7.2. It's not that much. It feels better, but still not enough to just give away food. After exploring for a short while, Shana spots what appears to be an elementalist's tower. You can read elementalist. As part of the main keep. The tower stands precarious as the lower part of the tower has been completely destroyed and there is no way to get up directly. The party soon finds, probably, a way up an adjacent lookout tower that is slightly higher than the elementalist tower. It may be possible to jump from this tower onto the roof of the wizard's chamber, but with no obvious handhold on the other side it would be a risky attempt. What could possibly go wrong? Attempt to jump from the lookout tower. And we could end up injured here, but with a bit of luck, the loot from the tower can be amazing, so let's see what happens. Malkin goes first and is able to grab hold of the parapets and pull herself safely up on the other side. Shanna follows next and is helped up safely on the other side. However, when it comes to Jarre's turn, her nerve falters during her run up and falls short on the other side. Malkin is just able to reach out and grab her by the wrist before she can fall. With Shanna's help, Jarre's pulled up safely at the top of the tower. Actually, we got lucky. Okay, nice. And we found not much. I may still use the spirit fetish this early. Especially the Mad Soul summon is pretty expensive, but the Husk early can be like a valuable shield, basically. With some effort, the party is able to make their way down the destroyed staircase inside the tower. Okay, so I guess no more fighting today. We want to equip the shield for the warrior. And I think I will equip the... how is it called? The spirit fetish. So how are we doing? Maybe I'll even pass on this location. We'll just be taking us further and farther away. I think we'll go south, and then we'll be heading heading west finally. I think we have traveled far enough east. Okay, but I think that's gonna be next time. I think we played enough for one episode. So again, I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're gonna join me next time again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.